You are listening to the Law Enforcement Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Radio Free Larry.
All right, here we go again. I brought it before that somewhere in Robin Gritz's career, she was tested. And they knew she wouldn't be deep state. They knew she wouldn't be corrupt. That's one of the real reasons. Remember, this is CIA assassination going on. CIA level activity doesn't allow you, at least initially, to analyze what's actually going on. It'll provide another reason for everyone, including yourself, until you learn what it is they're doing. So somewhere along the way, Robin Gritz was tested, General Flynn was tested, and they realized that they were patriotic American citizens, U.S. citizens, and they would not offend in a deep state manner, and really not in any manner. The rest was orchestrated and created by spycraft activity and spycraft triggering. However, something came up recently, and I'm sure it's happened other times. And the FBI could always say, well, that's why we fired Robin Gritz, because she wouldn't stay within a strict guideline. Well, we're speaking about the disappearance of Bob Levinson. First off, Bob Levinson was an enemy of the deep state somehow. There's no doubt about it. Somehow, Bob Levinson was an enemy of the deep state. There's no doubt about it. Second, Bob Levinson was a Hansen expert. Bob Levinson was a communist detection expert. Bob Levinson was a Russian corruption expert. Therefore, he was the enemy of the deep state by default within that. They don't need him around detecting what it is they're all doing in reality. They're all additional Hansens working for the deep state, and the deep state won't let them go to prison for their criminal activity, to include espionage of the United States of America and its government. So Robin Gritz is there, and she's like, well, I'm kind of coming up with the narrative outside of what was released. However, she's sitting there going, if I do what they want me to do, I'm not going to find Bob Levinson. Bob Levinson is going to be lost. If I do what McCabe wants me to do, if I do what Mueller wants me to do, if I do what Comey wants me to do, we're going to lose Bob. Now, you have to understand this happens every day within the agency, so don't let them tell you that, hey, that's it. He's telling you why we got rid of Robin. Or at least attempted to get rid of Robin, and she, I think, retired, or not retired, but resigned at a certain point, because you have to. You can't stay within that. It's designed to kill a person or have somebody kill them. Again, when you go out on assignment, you're out there going through a house, your mind is traveling to these demons, devils, antichrists, witches, and sorcerers as they possess your mind, and then somebody takes you out. A lot of police officers and federal agents have been killed while under deep state execution while going into a house. So at that point, they're like, oh, he was such a great guy. And I believe Deegan was being attacked. I've heard people hate on SOG, Special Operation Group, and Ruby Ridge. Deegan was taken out. Commander Deegan was taken out. His mind was not as focused as it needed to be. Most likely the deep state had been targeting him. Of course, after he passes on, everybody wants to golf in his name and say he was wonderful. But yet, follow-on SOG people were treated in a certain manner. Therefore, I know he was treated in that same manner. Again, SOG being Special Operations Group. So we fast forward to Robin Gritz. And she's a special operator investigatively. And she says, I know what I need to do to sleep well tonight. I know what I need to do to look in the mirror and feel good about myself. And I need to look for Bob, and I need to try to arrange this, that, and the other thing. And I need to go outside of what they're telling me I'm allowed to do, and I need to bring Bob home. But of course, she can't. She never realized that the deep state requires you to be corrupt and to allow people to die when they say they have to die. You have to allow people to disappear when they say they have to disappear. So Robin only has so much of the information of what really happened because she still has their narrative planted in her brain. The spycraft narrative. So they go ahead and they cause the issue with Robin Gritz. And General Flynn tries to stand up for her. That's the reasoning. That's one of the biggest sins in the deep state is when you won't let somebody disappear, be fired, or die. And that's what General Flynn did. Now, the rest exists in a spycraft-created illusion. The rest exists in a spycraft-created illusion so they can say it was this, that, and the other thing. General Flynn was targeted because he tried to save Robin Gritz, and Robin Gritz was targeted because she tried to save Bob Levinson. That's it. Nothing else needs to be said. Remember, stay peaceful, and praise God in all that you do. Praise God.
You are listening to the Law Enforcement Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.